Vitamin B5 is known to enhance alertness, cognition, energy, hearing, vision, elevate mood, lower anxiety, and normalize healthy cholesterol levels. It's one of 8 B vitamins. It's water-soluble and it's found in every single cell in the body. It's essential for the synthesis of acetylcholine. Adequate levels of acetylcholine can boost focus, memory, learning, and reduce brain fog. B5 is critical for converting nutrients from food into energy, balancing blood sugar, reducing LDL or bad cholesterol, lowering blood pressure, preventing nerve damage and pain, and preventing heart failure. It plays a part in the synthesis and the metabolism of proteins, carbohydrates, and fats, turning them into energy that your brain uses to fire neurotransmitters into your brain. B5 is required for the manufacture of the red blood cells and the stress and sex hormones produced in the adrenal glands. As a nootropic, B5 is crucial for converting the choline in your diet into acetylcholine. Without adequate levels of B5, you'll not experience the benefits of using precursors to acetylcholine like alpha-GPC or CDP-choline. Pantothenic acid is at the heart of the Krebs cycle and the electron transport chain, where it helps to convert nutrients from the food into energy, and this is used to make adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, the fuel source in each of your cells. More energy increases mental clarity, alertness, memory, and mood. Pantothenic acid, as part of coenzyme A, is involved in the synthesis of the neurotransmitter acetylcholine, epinephrine, and serotonin, so this affects alertness, cognition, memory, and mood. Pantothenic acid is often referred to as the anti-stress vitamin. Your adrenal glands use the CoA, made partially from the pantothenic acid, along with cholesterol and vitamin C, to manufacture cortisol and epinephrine. Vitamin B5 has a reputation for reducing stress, anxiety, and depression. B5 is found in every cell in the body, including the brain. The name Pantothenic is derived from the Greek word Panthothenic, meaning from everywhere, reflecting the idea that small amounts of pantothenic acid can be found in nearly every food. Foods rich in pantothenic acid include animal origin foods like liver and kidney, fish, shellfish, milk products, etc. Pantothenic acid is a precursor in the biosynthesis of coenzyme A. This is essential in a variety of chemical reactions that sustain life. It's required for generating energy from fat, carbohydrate, and protein. This energy, in the form of glucose, is the fuel source for each of your cells. Acetyl-CoA is involved in the citric acid or the Krebs cycle, in the synthesis of essential fats, cholesterol, steroid hormones, vitamin A and D, and the neurotransmitters acetylcholine and serotonin. Coenzyme A derivatives are also required for the synthesis of melatonin, which controls your circadian rhythm and your sleep-wake cycle, and for the metabolism of drugs and toxins in the liver. B5 boosts brain health and function in several ways, but 2 in particular stand out. It increases energy. It's essential for coenzyme involved in the mitochondrial aerobic respiration. B5's role in the citric acid cycle, or the Krebs cycle, and the electron transport chain help to convert the nutrients from the food into energy, which is used to then make ATP, the fuel source within the cells. Pantothenic acid takes part in the synthesis of acetyl-CoA, which is at the heart of the Krebs cycle. The acetyl-CoA in the brain is also involved in the synthesis of cholesterol, amino acids, phospholipids, and fatty acids. CoA is also involved in the synthesis of the neurotransmitters acetylcholine, serotonin, and steroid hormones. User reviews of those supplementing with pantothenic acid claim to have more energy. This boost in energy comes from this long series of events stemming from supplementing with the pantothenic acid. It's often referred to as the anti-stress vitamin. Your adrenal glands use the CoA made from the pantothenic acid, along with the cholesterol and the vitamin C, to manufacture cortisol and epinephrine. When cortisol is low, your ability to cope and respond to stress is compromised, and if your cortisol levels are abnormally high, your body reserves of the pantene, the active form of pantothenic acid, need to be replenished in order to sustain good adrenal function. The B5 has a reputation for reducing stress, anxiety, and depression. Chronic stress, anxiety, and lower acetylcholine levels can damage the brain. This damage can manifest in several ways, including memory loss, brain fog, anxiety, depression, and even neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Acetylcholine synthesis can decline. Concentration, memory, learning, and recall can decline. Bad cholesterol and triglyceride can increase. Good cholesterol levels can decline. Wound healing can take longer. Energy levels can decline. Numbness, tingling, burning sensation, shooting pains in the feet can also increase. The B5 supplementation can help to increase acetylcholine, epinephrine, and serotonin, and it can help to modulate cortisol levels produced in the adrenal glands, helping you to cope with the stress and the depression. When you take B5 as a supplement, it's converted to panthothene. This is a more stable disulfide double-bonded form of the pantothenic acid. In this active form, it's converted into coenzyme A, and this plays a crucial role in metabolism and the breakdown of three essential micronutrients: protein, carbohydrate, and fat. CoA is a cofactor in more than 70 enzymatic pathways, including amino acid catabolism, acetylcholine synthesis, carbohydrate metabolism, and fatty acid oxidation. It can benefit heme synthesis, pyruvate degradation, and phase 2 detox acetylation. The CoA is involved in the initial steps of cholesterol synthesis and all the downstream metabolites of cholesterol, including steroids, vitamin D, and bile acids. CoA helps break down the carbon skeleton of amino acids, which is metabolized to pyruvate and enters the Krebs cycle. The cycle is crucial to ATP synthesis within the mitochondria. CoA directs the acetyl group to form ubiquinone or CoQ10, squalene, and cholesterol. You also need CoA for the transport of long-chain fatty acids into the mitochondria where fats are converted into energy. The bottom line is CoA is behind the production of hemoglobin, bile, sex and adrenal hormones, steroids, cholesterol, and neurotransmitters like acetylcholine and serotonin in the brain. B5 is water-soluble, and it's been shown to improve mood, energy, and cognition. Users who take the pantothenic acid report being wonderfully optimistic, energetic, and mentally sharp. People report the B5 helps them to focus better, to feel a profound increase in energy, and concentration also improves. Many people dealing with acne find their skin looks great. Acne is cleared within a few days to a few weeks of supplementing. Men and women find that supplementing with the B5 helps to prevent hair loss, and if taken early enough, it may help to avoid hair turning prematurely grey. Some users report the pantothenic acid helps to improve vision and hearing. 100 people with Chinese descent, aged 10 to 30 years, with severe acne were treated with high-dose pantothenic acid. A total of 10 grams per day was given in 4 divided doses. Participants were also asked to apply a cream to affected areas 4 to 6 times per day. The cream contained 20% pantothenic acid. Their face became noticeably less oily within 3 days of starting the therapy. Within 2 weeks, facial pore size became smaller and acne lesions began to heal, and the rate of new acne eruptions had slowed. By 8 weeks, acne was usually controlled. Most acne lesions were gone, and new eruptions occurred only occasionally. The participants with severe acne required 6 months of treatment to control the acne. The authors of the study noted in some of the severe cases, a daily dose of 15 to 20 grams of pantothenic acid would produce a faster response. 35 patients were monitored for 18 months. The maintenance dose needed to control the acne ranged from 1 to 5 grams per day of the pantothenic acid. User reviews consistently show success with lowering LDL or bad cholesterol and triglycerides and raising good cholesterol by supplementing with B5. The National University of Health Science in Illinois conducted an evaluation of clinical trials from 1966 to 2002 for studies using the Pantothenic version of B5 to improve cholesterol. 28 clinical trials with a pooled population of 646 hyperlipidemic subjects was evaluated. The mean age of the participants was 52 years. The average study length was 12 weeks, with an average dose of 900 milligrams per day of the Pantothenic. The mean decrease of the LDL or bad cholesterol was 10 to 20%. The mean decrease of the triglycerides was 14 to 33%, and the mean increase of the HDL or good cholesterol was 4 to 11%. The researchers concluded that the pantothenic acid was an effective therapeutic option in treating patient populations with total serum concentration levels greater than 200 milligrams per deciliter, or serum triglycerol levels greater than 150 milligrams per deciliter. The team noted the full benefit of the Pantothenic might not be attained until at least 4 months from beginning the supplementation, and the Pantothenic is a well-tolerated therapeutic agent that deserves more attention than it's recently received. B5 is believed to extend lifespan, but research in humans for obvious reasons has been difficult. Humans live longer than most animals, and tracking human subjects for life would be prohibitively expensive. So animal research is the next best thing, and a team in Austin gave 33 young male and female mice 300 micrograms of calcium pantothenate daily in the drinking water. 41 control mice did not receive the vitamin supplement. The mean lifespan for mice who received the calcium pantothenate was 653 days, and for the control group was 549 days. The mice using the B5 lived 19% longer. Royal jelly has long been used as a longevity supplement, and some of the science backs this up. Pantothenic acid is the primary anti-aging factor that's isolated from royal jelly. The combination of pyridoxine, biotin, and sodium yeast nucleate extended the lifespan of the common fruit fly, and the addition of the pantothenic acid further increased the lifespan. If you're using an acetylcholine precursor like alpha-GPC or CDP-choline in your diet, you should also be using B5, because B5 is needed to make coenzyme A. Coenzyme A and choline are needed to synthesize acetylcholine, so the B5 can improve concentration. A recommended dose of B5 is a 1 to 2 ratio with a choline supplement. For example, 250 milligrams of B5 with 500 milligrams of CDP-choline. If you don't get enough B5, you might not notice significant improvements when supplementing it. If you add choline to your racetam stack and you still get a choline headache, it's likely because you don't have adequate B5 in your diet. Pantothenic acid, or Pantothenic, are generally well tolerated in doses of up to 1200 milligrams per day. Some users report doses above 1000 milligrams can induce gastrointestinal side effects like nausea or heartburn. Oral contraceptive birth control pills containing estrogen and progestin may increase the requirement for additional pantothenic acid. The use of pantothenic acid in combination with cholesterol-lowering drugs like statins, or with B3, niacin, or nicotinic acid, may produce additive effects on the blood lipids, so be careful because you could lower the LDL cholesterol to an unhealthy level. B5 is non-toxic, so it's considered well tolerated and safe. Side effects are rare, but very high doses can cause stomach upset, nausea, and diarrhea. If you're taking the antibiotic tetracycline, you should avoid using extra B5 because it could negate the effects of the tetracycline. If you're on cholinesterase inhibitors used for treating Alzheimer's, you should not be using B5. B5 is especially helpful for people suffering from low energy, anxiety, depression, and chronic pain. Experience shows B5 helps to stop and reverse the symptoms that are associated with high cholesterol levels. B5 will lower bad LDL cholesterol and triglycerides, as well as raise good HDL cholesterol. B5 is also particularly helpful to students and executives who want to boost cognition, learning, and memory, because it raises acetylcholine levels in the brain. B5 can produce a noticeable increase in mental clarity, and it can give you a significant energy boost physically and mentally. You can feel more awake and alert, without the side effects that you get from stimulants like caffeine. If you're using any of the racetams like piracetam or aniracetam, and you're using a choline supplement to raise the acetylcholine, you absolutely need extra pantothenic acid. A recommended dose of B5 is a 1:2 ratio with a choline supplement, for example 250 mg of B5 to 500 mg of CDP choline. For more information about herbs, supplements, and natural treatment plans, check out my website.